Hello, hello. Good morning. Welcome to today's class. Starting standing up on the mat in samastiti. So grounding into your feet. If you want to lift up your toes to engage your arch, making sure that you're engaging your thighs, lifting up the kneecap, engaging the glutes, thus engaging the side hips all up in here that will automatically get you to engage your lower abdomen. And now for the upper body, inhaling, bringing the sternum just slightly back and up, inhaling the shoulders up and down as you engage the arms, eyes of the elbows facing towards each other. If your neck goes forward, bring it back just a little bit so that you really create the straight spine and your chin is parallel to the mat. In samastiti here, you can now lower down your toes, however, keeping your arch and your legs exactly engaged in the same way. Bringing your hands to heart center for the opening 3 ohms of the practice. Deep inhale. Deeply inhaling and exhaling as you bring your arms to the side of your body and gently and slowly open up your eyes. Coming to the top of your mat, keeping your samastiti if you weren't there already, going into warrior 1. Big step back with your right leg. So depending on how advanced you are, you might want to go just a little bit closer or you could be going back further. So first starting with the back leg, pushing into the outer edge of your foot and lifting up the arch as you engage your entire back leg, turning your pelvis directly to the front. From here, as your back leg is completely engaged, pelvis is to the front, lifting up your arms, not squishing your shoulders, keeping the space in between your shoulders and your ears, joining your palms, looking up, and then the last thing you do is bend your front leg 90 degrees. So you are in your warrior 1. And if you feel comfortable, you can extend your foot back just a little bit, always keeping the pelvis straight. If you are starting out, you might find it difficult to have your arms up straight looking back. So you might want to keep your arms in an L shape, helping your shoulders stay away from your ears so you don't end up like this. Keep L shape in warrior 1, or you can even have your hands on your hips to help you with your pelvis position. No matter where you are in your warrior 1, deeply inhale and exhale through the abdomen. To engage the back. Never let the back leg flop down. This is the brain of your asana. And to affirm to myself out into the open where I am a warrior. I can do anything. And this is the time to be a warrior. So from where you are, simply lifting your legs up, turning your body completely to the other side for the left leg. Now again, verifying the outer edge of your foot so that your foot isn't like this. This is not a good warrior 1 leg. Pushing to the outer edge of your foot, lifting up the arch, engaging the leg completely, turning the pelvis to the front as much as possible. And even if this is your warrior 1, that's totally fine. This would be a great warrior 1. Unless you're doing it every day for the last 2 years, this might be your warrior 1. However, if you do feel comfortable, bending your knee of the front leg as much as possible to a 90-degree angle, Either having your hands at your hips, keeping your pelvis straight, keeping your awareness on keeping your pelvis straight. You can have them in an L shape. As you are bringing the awareness to your shoulders, engaging those scapulas, keeping them apart from each other as you keep your shoulders away from your ears. Or you can go into the final pose where your hands are touching. You are looking up. Deep breathing through the abdomen. Oop. And then slowly but surely coming out of your pose, returning to the top of the mat in Samastiti. Deeply inhaling and exhaling as you come into the comfortable seated pose for pranayama. That being said, I mentioned it before, Siddhasana is my favorite, as you don't have the weight of your legs actually making your feet feel numb. So it's a nice little pose to hack so you can actually stay seated for longer. Gently closing your eyes and grounding into your body, grounding into the mat, and noticing, how do you feel after this warrior pose? Do you feel more like a warrior? And for today's breath work, I invite you to have your two palms on their respective knees, joining your thumb and index with your three fingers pointing outward in the chin mudra. This is helping with the energy body. Of course, all of the mudras are for the energy body. Grounding into your deep belly breathing. You can also have your hands on your stomach as we move into Ujjayi breathing for today's pranayama. Ujjayi breathing is something that you can practice at any moment during your asana practices, at any moment during the day, to help you with your breath. And basically what we're doing is closing the throat so you will have an audible breath in and out, and it's much easier to control how quickly the breath comes in and out. So to get into Ujjayi breathing, it's actually there's actually a nice method to getting into it if you have never done it before. If you have, start with the Ujjayi breath right away, and don't mind my babbling. If not, try to whisper the word hello. If you whisper hello, then you will automatically be closing your throat. Now try to say hello as a whisper with your mouth closed. And that is exactly how we're doing the Ujjayi breathing. So you might have done this when you were a kid as well. It kind of like makes you sound a little bit like a dragon or like Voldemort or whatever. But basically, as you close your throat like you wanted to whisper, and you inhale in and out through the nose, you will be able to create that audible breathing. And the goal here is to, well, there's no goal. There's no goal, no pressure. The awareness is invited to be on the exhale being longer than the inhale. Sorry, I don't like using the word goal, so like masculine, patriarchal, like stress-orientated word. So I prefer to bring the awareness to. So trying to exhale longer than you inhale during the Ujjayi breathing. As you are doing the Ujjayi breathing, and you notice if your posture is curving, arching in your back, or if you're kind of slouching in, always come back to your two sitting. Use that mental energy, that mental wind, that mental movement that is going on consistently in your mind. Instead of trying to run away from it or letting it bother you, use all of that movement to visualize either something good coming in when you breathe and something that isn't serving you anymore leaving as you exhale. You can make it colors, shapes, textures. Just try to bring all of that mental movement to a certain focus as we get as close as we can to mental stillness. This is where the benefit of the practice is daily. Slowly, slowly, as you do this, you will be habitual to helping your thoughts focus, and the noise and the buzzing of all those voices in your head will slowly, slowly have less control over you. And slowly, as we move into the meditation, I invite you to keep the Ujjayi breathing, as it is very calming for the mind as well. However, if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. Breathe however you want. This is your practice. Using the power of visualization in today's meditation, keeping in the theme of the warrior pose that we have just created, that we have just done, I would like for you to visualize what is right now in your life or today, last week. What is your biggest challenge? It might be a certain task. It might be something more like procrastination. It might be something like an emotion. It might just be stress. It might be whatever it is that you feel is holding you back or stopping you from being exactly where you want to be and who you want to be. It might even be a tempting piece of cake. Whatever it is, bring your focus and awareness to this one thing that you choose today, right now, as the thing that is holding you back. And using the power of your mind's eye, you can add a little bit of a humor touch if you want, or you can just imagine this mental video, this mental movie of this thing. Let's say we use the example of the piece of cake. This piece of cake has now turned into an actual being. So now you visualize this procrastination or whatever it is as a being. It could be a monster, an alien, a human. It could just be whatever it is. Now it has become a living form in front of you. And as you visualize this living form, now bring into this mental movie the image of you standing in the warrior one. Standing strong, and even if you felt like the warrior one you did today maybe wasn't perfect, the one in your movie that you're visualizing right now is exactly the perfect one. And as you stand there in Warrior One, strong, tall, and ready for the world, imagine this being, whatever's holding you back, coming towards you. And now this is where your mind can have some fun. Maybe this being is trying to bother you and you're able to fight it off completely. Karate kick here to the left, shwa, 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 and you beat it. Maybe you guys are having a battle, or maybe you are staying in the stillness of your Warrior One as the being tries to bother you and you don't flinch. Whatever it is, know that in this visualization, you are winning the battle. And now, if you haven't already, finish the scene with you overcoming this battle, winning over this entity, this being, whatever your challenge, whatever form it took. And as you close off the scene where you have overcome this challenge, feel the gratitude, feel the emotion, feel the feeling of how it feels to have visually overcome this challenge in your mind's eye. It feels really good, right? And deeply inhaling and exhaling with a sigh or anything audible. Know that whatever happens in your mind's eye is to a certain degree automatically extended into the world. You can practice this visualization at any moment during the day. Let's say that you want to eat that piece of cake. Return back to this visualization of you overcoming this challenge. If you want to procrastinate, revisit this memory that is now in your mind's eye of you beating procrastination. And to close off today's practice, please bring your hands to your heart center as we finish off with 3 Oms. Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Deeply inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hare Om. Bringing your hands behind your back, grabbing your wrist as you inhale, gently opening up the chest, and exhale as you bow down. Thanking yourself for today's practice, thanking yourself for being a warrior in your life, thanking your mind for being so powerful and being able to recreate all of these scenarios in your life. And gently as you inhale, come up, keeping your eyes closed, bringing your palms to the front, rubbing them together, creating the heat in your palms, waking up all those nerve endings. And when you feel the heat in your palms, bring them to your eyes, your fingers on your forehead. Deeply inhaling and exhaling. As you slowly, slowly start opening up your eyes inside the palms of your hands, gently letting the light in just a little bit by little bit. As you slowly bring your palms away from your eyes, looking at your hands, and coming back to the room or the space where you are. It's always nice after a practice to look around and see if there's something that you're noticing right now that you haven't noticed before, you haven't noticed in a long time. And always bringing a feeling of gratitude to your surroundings and yourself. Thank you so much. Let me know how you liked the practice, how you liked the visualization of today. I know that for myself, I love doing these kinds of things. They're a little bit more on like the NLP side. And I always turn into like this like karate. I'm like, procrastination, hoo-yah! Like, that is always how it happens for me. Let me know how it goes for you guys. Like, was it easy to visualize? Was it not? Was it the first time you were doing something like this? Did you have like an action-packed, like Fast and Furious kind of fight with your challenge? Or yeah, how'd it go? I'm super curious. Talk to you soon, guys.